If there's one universal truth in the world, it's that everyone has a poop story. Now don't you try telling me you're one of those people that doesn't have a poop story, because I know you do. Either you've experienced it, or you've been with a friend that's experienced it, and you definitely have one. Now when it comes to poop stories, I've got far too many. Some would say far poo many. Just me. Now somehow, if you can believe it, I've gotten myself into a crappy brand deal, literally. When Airwick came up to me and they said, Evan, we've got a product called VIP. You spray it into your toilet before you go, and it keeps the nasty smells in. How can you help us promote this? I went, what? How the heck can I don't know. There's no way I can do that. My hands are tied. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Now Dodie comes up to me and she says, Evan, why don't you tell your poop stories? And I went, no. The internet is not ready to hear about these stories. That is grim. It is gross. No, never. She went, Evan, it's time. It's time to unleash those into the wild. So, against my better judgments, today I am going to tell you my poop stories, okay? Please sit back, make sure you have not eaten in the last week. Without further ado, let's get into the poop stories. Now when it comes to my first story, you might not believe me, and you might say, Evan, you're full of crap, but what you don't really know is, I literally was. Now my next story takes place in 2012. It's the day I've moved to England. I've lived my whole life in America, and finally, I have visited my first other country. It's crazy. I have this long-haul flight, I land in England, and you know, I've eaten a lot of food on the plane, and yet I didn't feel really comfortable going to the bathroom yet, but I could feel something brewing. I get out at Heathrow, eyes wide with wonder, except for the fact that the airline literally lost my luggage, and I head to my accommodation, the first place I'll ever get to live in this country, and I'm so excited, and I get there, and I do all the paperwork, and I'm still laughing in my head how everyone sounds so funny, and I go up to my brand new room. I'm so excited. This building was literally just built this year. It was just finished. I'm the first person to live here. So exciting. And I realize I need to do some business. I've been holding this in. I've got stuff from America in my body. I need to get it out. And so I go into my new bathroom and I just, I let it go. Thank God, all right? Feeling pretty great. I go to hit that flush. The flush doesn't, the flush isn't working. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. I start freaking out. This is my brand new toilet and I can't even use it. Maybe this is something in England. Am I supposed to pour water in it? I don't know how it works over here. This freaking everything's upside down. So I go downstairs and I'm like, hey, my toilet isn't working. And they went, oh no, we haven't turned the plumbing on yet. That's not on until tomorrow. I went, why? I went, it's a new building. We just haven't set it up. Well, I've already gone to the bathroom. And she went, have you gone number 2? I went, yes. So they had to send someone upstairs to my place, and they went up, and he just looked at my poop, and he had to, like, go in and fix it, and god darn, they sorted the plumbing the next day. It's just my first day in England. I had some poor guy have to look at my poop. I don't want someone to look at my poop, man. It's just so gross. So starting off in my new country, right, that's, horrible. And you know, if only I had had this VI poo, could have sprayed it, he wouldn't have known. He wouldn't have known I pooed, except for the giant amount of poo in the toilet. Evan, you can't get much worse than that. Obviously, that's the only poop story you have. I hear you, but you're wrong. Now, I know at this point you're begging me to stop. Evan, please, I think I've heard enough about your bowels for one evening, but that's not enough. I know you want just a couple more. This one's quite simple and quite recent. Did you know that last year, I lived in a place called the Meme Mansion with 3 of my good friends? Now, the interesting thing about toilets in the UK versus the USA, bringing in the memes, is that the US toilets, the holes are so small, right? It's a lot easier to clog a toilet in the US, and so I did that much more often there. When I moved to the UK, I was living in bliss. These giant holes just suck it all up, done. No problems. It's a pretty nice life. However, when I lived at the Meme Mansion, they had some really old American-style toilets, and I'm gonna have to admit, I clogged it a couple times. Luke might say more than a couple times, my old flatmate, but you know, it was just a couple times. And there's this one time, I had a particularly big meal the night before, I guess, and I clogged that toilet for quite a while. I think it was clogged for 3 days. We just couldn't figure out how to fix it. And bless, Luke took it in his own hands to sort the problem out. Literally took a plastic bag, put it on his hands, and reached his hand up the toilet and unclogged it. Everyone give a big round of applause for Luke for literally sorting through my crap. It's grim. It's gross. He's literally the only person besides my mom, I guess, that has touched my poop. But there we go. If only I'd had VI poop. Could have sprayed it a couple times for the poo. He wouldn't have had to smell it as he reached his arm up in the toilet. Oh my God. As I'm living with regret, I'm realizing I only have one more story I'm willing to tell you. Yes, I actually have more, but I'm going to tell you one more story. And this one, it's super recent. This was a couple months ago. It was the summer. I was hanging out in Brighton with my friend Morgan. She was visiting from the States, and I wanted to show her a good time. My stomach was having one of those days. One of those days where it starts grumbling at you and you're like, calm down, Mr. Stomach, okay? We're just gonna have a good day either way. We explore the pier, we see the beach, it's really nice. We end up going to Pizza Zzz's, and at this time, I feel like I have to fart. I'm gonna hold it in though. I'm a very polite person. I'm standing next to my friend. I'm not gonna do that in front of her. However, then the waitress is like, this way to your seats. Here's my golden opportunity, okay? Obviously, if you fart standing still, everyone's gonna know it's you, or it's gonna be harder to say it's someone else. But when you're walking to a seat, crop dusting time, okay? Boom, I'm just gonna spray it on. So we start to walk, and I decide I'm gonna let it loose. At that very moment, I realized my mistake. That stomach that was building up earlier, the grumbling, it was more than just a fart. And it was like, ah! I got so scared. I was like, ah! Screamed. I literally screamed. Morgan turns around. What the fuck? What am I doing? I was like, bye. She's literally being led on by the waitress. She turns around. I'm running down the stairs because I see a sign that says bathroom. I'm so scared. I felt it. I felt it on my leg. I literally crapped myself. This is so embarrassing. What if I walk around town with my friend smelling like crap? It's going to smell so bad. And it's going to be me. I literally couldn't live with myself. I was so embarrassed. And this is her second time in the UK. She doesn't know what she's doing. She just turns around. I'm gone. I ditched her. I'm like, text me, man. I'm in the bathroom, okay? I've run to the bathroom. I go to check the damage. I'm so scared. I check my pants. Turns out, there's nothing there. But what? I felt it. I felt the lava on my leg. I know what happened. In that very millisecond amount of time that I felt the poop come out, in my scream, I went, whoop! I sucked it back in my butt. I scared the shit out of me. It went out and whoop, right back in there. I survived, okay? So if ever you think a fart's gonna go wrong, psych it back in, okay? Don't say I'm a man of no talent, all right? Because I've got a shit. Anyway, those are my poop stories. I hope you've enjoyed them. Please tell me yours in the comments. And if you are another vlogger, or even if you're not and you just want to tell me, please, I challenge you. This is my poop story challenge. If you've got some poop stories, please upload a video about them. I'd love to hear about them. And also, as I said, big shout out to VIPoo. They've sponsored this video. Whether you think that's a good idea or not, I think it is. Thank you, VIPoo. I will be sure to spray this literally every time I go to the bathroom from now on to make sure no one else has to deal with my poop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Goodbye.